Yo, what is good, my anime faithful? What is good? Yo, um, this episode truly just showed us that we might be dealing with some of the most craziest and strongest, like, beings we can ever pretty much think about in everyday life that we think is true, or maybe some people could never think they're true, but at this point, I'm pretty convinced that anothers, or anothers or others, I just call them others, but the anothers are pretty much every like mythical and made up creature that anybody has ever thought of in the world, and they feel like they're actually true, and the people that made it up are just people that can actually see them, and you have to actually go through something to be capable of seeing them. So, as of right now, we have had angels, we have had these bird that can like transform into, they look like humans but they have black wings. They're almost like the devil version of angels, but they're not they're not that crazy of like a lore. They're just like black bird like creatures, and it was interesting that they had actual beef with the angels, and that's kind of the story that they went driv off of. So other than that, we are now pretty much where I thought we could be. And when I saw the angels, is there really a devil, or is there a place where there's an opposite? Like, if the angels are living on Earth, what's stopping the demons and stuff from living on Earth? So that was kind of my first thought when I saw the actual angels getting in fight, like a trivial fight at that, with a different race of beings over, like marriage and stuff like that. So if they could get in a fight over something like that, what could they also get into a fight over? Like, or what would other things be doing that aren't good for the society around them? So we pretty much learned that whatever this guy is doing, who is collecting the women, is pretty much keeping them in a pocket of time where you do not age, but time does keep going without you. So it's a very interesting overall like plot that I think they're doing pretty well with at this point. So to think that this guy who has been looking for his older sister, since we learned a lot more about who he's looking for, why he's looking for, and how it all started. It's pretty clear now to understand, if anybody is going to really be able to get to the bottom of anything and even understand why the person who's doing these things are doing it, it would be the main guy who can actually speak to all these people. So it's funny that the person who is so trusting, and actually, I think they call them the ears of sand or something like that. It's funny to me that they really, hold him to high regards. They like to talk to him. Even Pandora gave him a reason, a way to be able to come back and visit her at any time. These are all things that these anothers enjoy because it's different, because it's not normal for other humans to be capable of doing that. Not only that, the humans can't do anything back. So imagine having someone who already thinks that, and then they go through with it and do whatever they want at all the time. So with how I see it, Pandora really wasn't scared of any type of consequence, right? She was just going to do whatever she did. She found out the humans are losing their memories, and that didn't deter her at all. So what do you think the actual devil would feel like if this guy was to do this? You know what I mean? Not to mention, he's already seen this man eye to eye, so he knows who you are. It's not like it's gonna. Excuse me. it's not like you're going to show up to this place and he'd be like, "Who are you? I've never seen you before." Which it could happen because I mean, one girl was kidnapped in from like 1965 or something, and it's I don't I should have looked at the present day after they showed me when she was kidnapped and when she came back. I was kind of curious of what the actual date was, and I think it always shows you right at the beginning of the episode. So I'll probably have to go back and look and just be even more mind boggled at how long she's been gone. Because that's just what they said, I believe, in all the dialogue that I was reading in the subtitles is she's been gone for longs and longs of time. Like they didn't just go, "Oh my God, it's been 75 years," like or it's been 88 or 14 years, anything like that. They're like, "Nah, bro, you guys should pay attention to the small details, man." So because I didn't pay attention to the small details this time around, I do not have the information. I apologize, comrade. Um, but overall, man, I truly, truly think that there is some entities out there that are just going to be unable to be, just like Pandora. You can't reason with them. You can't try to get your way around them. You can't try to bargain with them because you have nothing worth bargaining for types of deals. But right now, the worst character of all time is, of course, the Loki of the episode. Seeing how our main character was having a really good time hanging out with his childhood friend, quote unquote, and she's probably making her move. He's oblivious, and she's probably gonna make her move quite soon, if not never now if he can't get her back. That's just how this show goes at this point, I guess. Like, if another comes and takes your girl, you kind of just have to hold that L. But at this point, the Loki guy literally does that, I feel, because he was jealous that he wasn't getting as much attention. That was the whole reasoning behind him doing this, I feel. I'm not lying, guys. He literally saw the girl. Oh, actually, to be fair, the guy helped him, right? And maybe the girl really did have something because he did even go out of his way to go and snatch her. Maybe this girl had something that he actually was looking for, and he really was trying to help. But at the same time, um, I don't think this Loki guy really had any real reasons to try to help anyone out or do anything like that. I just think this girl now, like he said, after seeing the main character Akia pretty much show this face of just like anger and he's like yelling at him, it goes to show you that he's like, oh, this is, that might have been what he wanted out of this. He never got to see that face, so now that he's seeing it, was good, like that's just how this character comes off to me. And I think it's funny because it was in black and white that he was like that, like it was in the fine print seemingly that he was gonna do something really jacked up. But I gotta admit at the same time, because he did this and because our main character might be able to threaten like not hanging with him or even communicating with them or something along those lines, um, we could be in a position to see them make it to the area that they need to go, which is hell. Actually, we actually see the three guardian dogs of the gates of hell. So that's the type of cool stuff I'm talking about. Like they're actually going with like mythology types of things that actually are present in everyday scriptures and ways that you can find out about what people actually thought of these times. And that's what really kind of blew my mind with how they showed it. So with that all being said, this man shows up in a black suit, snatches your girl, and then flies off with black wings through with black sand all around him. So he really don't care about anything you saying. He's just in and out and gone. And this happened to our other character who's been looking for his sister. Um, I believe it was 17 years ago. Yeah, so think of it like that. And then the girl that was kidnapped, even longer, like way back when, is even, in a weirder position to come back and had never aged. So really, really interesting episode this week. I can't wait to see how this all plays out. This show is really crazy. And it feels like we're kind of getting into the final arc of things. Like it's going to take them a while to figure out how to get there. And even if they do figure it out, they still probably got to figure out a whole entire way to get Mr. Loki to tell them about it. So with all that being said, I am the Anime G. I hope you have an amazing day, evening, night, whatever the case you're watching this, and I will definitely talk to you guys tomorrow. Or if I find another anime I want to post up, I will definitely just start reviewing and put it up for you guys. So with that being said, peace.